What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name's Aiko. You saw the title of the video, you know what we're doing today, so let's just jump right into it. So just the other day, they added the update to Aim Assist. So now we have this Aim Assist Legacy mode and the Aim Assist Easein. So what does this setting do? I'm going to hop over and show you guys the article. I'll have a link to this article in the description below. There's a lot of words here, and it gets really complicated, and some of the sentences don't make sense and don't really end how you're expecting them to end, so let me just break it down. At the top here, it says, we've added some new things. Previously, what Aim Assist would do is two things. The first one, slows your sensitivity when you're tracking somebody, right? And the second thing they list here basically says that Aim Assist will kind of pull you towards the direction the enemy is walking towards. That was part of the annoying thing, is when you're aiming at somebody and someone crosses, you would get pulled towards the other enemy that crosses your crosshair, even though you're about to like headshot an Ana, but you know a tracer blinks in front of you and it messes your shot up. That's basically what it would do, right? It would slow your tracking, slow your sensitivity down when you were tracking, and it would pull you in the direction of an enemy's movement. So what the Legacy mode does is this, is it takes those two concepts and it expands them with some more functionality. So basically he has 1 and 2 points on how this new setting expands those previous ideas. This first one basically makes it to where Aim Assist does not turn on when you are perfectly tracking an enemy. So that's good because it makes in-combat speeds and out-of-combat speeds feel more similar. You know, being out of combat previously and being in combat before was a little bit different because of the Aim Assist. It would kick in and slow you down a lot. Turning Aim Assist off when you're perfectly tracking a target is good to not only match the combat feel, in and out of combat feel, but it is also good because if you're tracking someone perfectly, there's no need for Aim Assist to be trying to pull you around, you know? Previously, it would try to pull you around and do its weird magnetic shit that it does, but if it can detect that you're tracking someone perfectly, it won't try to pull you anywhere else. However, if you start to, like, you know, maybe not track them as perfectly as you can, maybe you're, like, you know, dragging behind or dragging ahead a little bit, then it will start to kick in and it will adjust accordingly. You know, it's a changing thing depending on where your crosshair is and how the person's moving. That's why it says it takes into consideration where your aim stick is relative to where they're walking, pretty much. The second part that expands on those previous principles basically says, you can read it there on the screen, but let me break it down in my language. It reduces the chance for your aim assist to kick in when an enemy jumps by. So again, like the reference, like you're aiming at somebody and a tracer blinks by and it pulls your screen away from the person you're originally aiming at, that will be reduced because the game is now going to take into consideration who you're tracking the most accurately, like who you're aiming at most accurately, and it's going to make sure that if someone blinks by you or something like that, it doesn't catch them. It's going to detect who you're you know, aiming at mostly and compensate in that regard. So thank God for that. So that's basically just Legacy mode. Alright, everything I just covered is what Legacy mode does. The Aim Assist Easein is a little bit different. So we can see here in the article, you know, lots of crazy words, lots of weird sentences for sure. I don't know who writes these things, but for God's sake, they are very hard to interpret most of the time, personally. So imagine you're looking at an enemy, a tank or something like that, and we all know hitboxes and Aim Assist window size. Basically, the window size is the area around the enemy that triggers Aim Assist to start picking up, right? So if your window size is really, really big, it's gonna start picking up even if you're not, you know, directly aiming at their body. It's gonna pick up around them, like their edges, right? That's when you have a big window size. If you have a smaller window size, it's gonna be closer to actually aiming at their body, their hitbox. All right, that's just the Aim Assist window size. So that's your window size. Most of you guys probably already know that, but how Aim Assist Easein works into play is basically you're looking at their window size, you're looking at their hitbox, right? And when the setting is at 0, there is no ease in. So that means as soon as your crosshair hits the person's window, aim assist window size, you have immediate full aim assist strength. We can see in the article it says at a setting of 0, there is no ease in, and full strength is given immediately. Okay? While a setting of 1, they mean 100. While a setting of 1 gives a linear ramp. Okay, they don't mean the aim technique linear ramp. That is not what they are talking about. Linear ramp, they are referring to a graph. They're referring to a 1x1 linear graph, or, you know, a linear graph in which the strength increases. So it increases linearly. So if you have a setting at 100, that means your aim assist strength, once you are going into the window of the enemy, your aim assist strength is going to start very weak, and as you move closer and closer to the center of the window, your aim assist strength is going to linearly increase until it hits the max of whatever your aim assist strength is. So in my case, my aim assist strength is 95. So as soon as I get to the middle of that window of the enemy's hitbox, whatever you want to call it, as soon as I get to the middle of that, that is when my aim assist strength is going to be at 100%, which 100% in my case is at 95. So they say the default value is at 0.5, or it's at 50 when you first start up the game. And they say that that's the default with this new update because it works best with the widest range of heroes. I haven't tested this setting too much. I don't feel much of a difference, and I think that's kind of the case. I don't think you should feel a really big difference, but it's just the little things that they've improved on that makes the aim assist strength and aim assist feature work more fluidly. But they go on to say that when using aim assist with projectile heroes that require more leading of the targets, like Hanzo or Orisa, it might be helpful to move the aim assist ease in slider closer to 0. While for hit scan heroes, Widowmaker and McCree, it might be helpful to raise it closer to 100. Feel free to experiment and find the value that works well for you. And of course they wrap it all up by, if you find that the new system doesn't work for you, just go ahead and set your aim assist legacy mode to on. That will just, reroute it back to what we know previously. So a lot of information there. Let me just quickly recap. So legacy mode, when you have that, active in this new patch, it will trigger no aim assist when you are tracking perfectly. This makes in and out of combat feel the same, which is good. It's also good because when you're tracking perfectly, you don't want your aim assist even kicking in whatsoever unless it needs to, which is basically what's going to be happening now. As soon as your tracking starts to slip and you're not doing as well, then it'll start to kick in and compensate accordingly. It'll change in a good way though. It'll compensate its strength accordingly. Another thing legacy mode does is it reduces the chance for your aim assist to kick in when a person blinks past your screen or anything like that, because it will detect who you're aiming at or who you're tracking the most accurately. So it'll detect who you're looking at, and if it doesn't think you're aiming at someone who crosses your screen really quickly, then it's not going to pick it up, which is also good. And lastly, for the slider, aim assist ease in. The slider will be set at 0 if you want full strength of your aim assist to be active as soon as you enter the window size of an enemy. If you want to have a more gradual shift in aim assist, increasing, and then it's max at the center mass, and then decreasing, then that's when you want to turn aim assist ease in up a little more on the higher end, above 50 for sure, since 50 is default. And they wrap it up by saying, of course, projectile heroes should be closer to 0, while hit scan heroes might be closer to 100. Like I said, I haven't done too much testing on this. To me, I really haven't noticed the difference for the small testing that I have done, but I think it really comes into play when you play at high sensitivities. I don't. So I think I'll maybe notice some differences, maybe if I'm really paying attention. But for you higher sensitivity players out there, I think this is more beneficial towards them. That's the understanding that I kind of have at the moment. With that being said, if you guys know any more information on it, if you have any opinions on it, if you have found what settings work best for certain heroes, then let me know in the comments below. Question at the end of all this, will I use it? Probably. I will probably try it out. I think it's beneficial overall. It makes aim assist more viable. It's not a buff to it, it's more of a correction and a fluidity change, if that makes sense. So I'll probably try them out and I'll update you guys with a new video on some new settings if I find that I've really dialed it in. In some other news, the gameplay you've been watching on the screen has been my Twitch streams. I'm an official affiliate on Twitch. I've been doing almost daily streams now. So we got the sub badges, we got the emotes, we got a subscribe button, all that good stuff. It's been a really good time. So if you haven't yet, I would hop over to the Twitch channel, check if I'm live right now, come kick it. And in some other news, you guys know I am partnered with Control Freak. I have always played with them for as long as I can even remember, way before I've ever partnered with them. They came out with some new Destiny thumbsticks, which look pretty rad, and they're going to be coming out with some, they've leaked a little bit, some new Ruin from Black Ops 4. Some Ruin themed thumbsticks that I think I may be reviewing in the near future. So sorry this video was so late, guys. Let me know what you guys think of these of this new update, and if you have dialed in anything that I should try with it. Well, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I upload every single Thursday. A lot of videos like this are on the channel. I'll link some on the screen or something like that. The links to the article will be in the description below, and any other relevant links around it. Same with Control Freak and my Twitch if you want to check that out. I'll see you next Thursday. My name's Aiko. Peace.